graffiti art that changed a city. Street art is an organic evolution of people interacting with their environment, a sense of home. Art is a coping mechanism. Street artist is an engagement in the art. Art is like a religion, it's never too late to convert. Today, we have an inspired street artist, Eugene Victor Mendoza, AKA The Dream, who studied advertising, marketing, who works as a teacher at the art lab and a former promoter of the WINDSOR local bar scene. Welcome to the show, The Dream. How you doing today? Happy Easter weekend.
Hey, happy Easter. Good. I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks. The weather's getting warmer, and I commend you on your work. You're doing a fantastic job on your work, street art, and inspiring people to get their creativity out there. Explain that art you depict behind you. What's that all about?
So right now, this is something I'm kind of working on. It's just like a little skeleton on a nice abstract background. I've noticed that a lot of my paintings were kind of like we're getting a little too cluttered. So right now, I'm trying to like learn more to have a little bit more control, give it a little cleaner look. So there's not too much going on, but there's still a lot for you.
Yes, because when it gets too busy, I guess everybody gets taken away with all the abstract.
There's a real art to negative space and knowing when to stop. And I think a lot of times it can be easy to start, but it can be really hard to know when to stop.
Mm-hmm. What do you like most about being an artist? What inspires you to paint?
For me, what I like most about being an artist is that art is such a vague word that there's really no limit to what you can do. For example, like a lot of people think that art, when I say art, they think painting. But the fact is that some of the most basic art forms are things like music and cooking, things that we see on an everyday basis, but often don't think too much about. And with art, it really gives you that chance to kind of reimagine what's right in front of you.
Now, what gives you the most joy? I understand you do some body painting on people and exhibit people as far as art.
Absolutely, yeah. The body, for me, I really love painting on different mediums. So it's really difficult for me to just stand there with a canvas and paint for hours on end. However, I like when it comes to live painting, when we're painting on people or when I'm just painting in a public place interacting with a crowd as opposed to in the studio, that's the most fun thing as far as art, when you can really just be out with the people.
What inspires this idea? What's your most important artist tool as far as painting or sculpting? And what do you enjoy working with?
For me, I just enjoy the ability to connect with people on a different level. Being able to share ideas, being able to draw something that I don't really understand, and then somebody comes along and says, "Hey, I see what you're going for there." It's tossing out your inner feelings and then letting people relate to them.
So it's a connection.
Absolutely, it's that human experience. That's the biggest thing about art is.
Should art be influenced politically, religious, social, environmentally?
I think art is inevitably going to be influenced by politics, environment, and thing, because art is a form of expression. Is how you express your curiosity and your thoughts. It's how we express our thoughts. And politics, environment, and all those things, as much as we'd love to keep them out of the creative space, the reality is that you can't, your art is is influenced by your life. So these things will inevitably get into the art.
So does your art contribute to society?
I'm sorry? So to society, absolutely. I like to believe that my art contributes to society because I'm asking you to look at something from a different perspective. So if I draw a toaster, but then I do my rendition of a toaster, then it's showing that, hey, this is what I think a toaster should look like, as opposed to what it usually looks like.
So how do you cultivate a collector base on your ideas, and how do you seek opportunities to what's your next project right now? As far as I know, you reside in Toronto now. You moved from Windsor and you reside in Toronto now. Do you have any ideas that you might inspire your street art graffiti
Absolutely.
somewhere, somehow, as long as you get permission
Absolutely.
from the city council?
I'd love to. Well, one of the big nice things about living in Toronto versus Windsor is there's a different level of infrastructure, which means there's a lot more public places, a lot more promotion of public art and things like that. So even just exploring the city to the amount that I can right now, it's given me an idea of like, okay, this would be an amazing spot to, just pop up and paint somebody, because then a lot of people will see. Or this would be a great spot for an art exhibit because of these trees or this location.
Right.
So it's kind of, I'm taking everything that I've learned in Windsor, that small scale market, and trying to scale it bigger, use it into this larger ocean. It's kind of like going from the pond to the ocean.
So are you going to try and bring Maiden Lane and Drew Art Ford,
Oh,
out to Toronto? Do you want to bring that kind of concept in a dismal area and trying to uplift the area, the community?
absolutely. I think, especially with Droulard and let's say Ottawa Street, a lot of small businesses and local people have been opening shops over the last couple of years, and a lot of them are people that have like either spent time in Toronto or spent time afar, and now they're bringing their ideas to Windsor to kind of like bring something back to the hometown, which is great. I definitely think there's a lot of potential for growth in Windsor, to learn from bigger cities. For example, like Windsor should be a biking city. Like if everybody used bikes, we had more bike lanes, congestion on things like Wyandotte and Tecumseh would go down dramatically. But we need to normalize that culture, which is I think that's the biggest problem when it comes to Windsor, is a lot of people can't grasp a separate identity than what we have in Windsor sometimes. We can be very stuck on being an automotive city, but when the potential for that and the jobs for that is not going down, you can only fix a sinking ship so many times until you realize, hey, maybe we should look at a different boat. Maybe there are different alternatives. And with art and culture, places like Droulard, Maiden Lane, it's showing that you can have good art in our city. You just need to give it a platform to be. And with Droulard, their business committee does an incredible job of trying to outsource local talent to build their community with Drop Down Droulard, the different murals that they have in the alleys. And now we have some of the hottest restaurants with Grand Cantina, Pressure Drop, opening shops there. So hopefully it brings more to those areas.
I even noticed Erie Streets has big murals on their building as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
community.
Who's your biggest influence?
My biggest influence, honestly, it's the guys locally that I've learned from in graffiti, doing these events or just being in the community. So that's people like Denial, Dirk.
Yeah, he's good.
Dirks is sick. Dirk's he's got a God-given talent, which is amazing. Creed as well, John Jimenez, all great guys. And definitely dudes that like I've learned a lot from over the short couple of years that I've been doing art.
Does painting, is it take you away from something? Does it, can you be lonely painting, or does it take you somewhere else that you know, it brings you in a positive place. Then you put it on canvas, and it, you know, express your feelings.
Painting can definitely be lonely. Painting can definitely be lonely. And me personally, I'm a very social person. I don't like being alone, but sometimes I need that alone time just so I can like get a better look at myself and look at my thoughts, better exploration of my thoughts. Because a lot of times I won't know what I'm painting, but I'll just sit there, put my phone in airplane mode, listen, put some headphones in, and then just start. And where I end up is where I end up. But the important thing is just to start and figure out that process and run through my thoughts. So as much as painting can be lonely, it's a form of meditation. So that is really important for you to have that me time, especially in this kind of day and age.
I think the colors and the abstract colors and the brings out your feelings and your emotions on canvas. Is that right? Does it sound right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of times it's not about drawing anything. You just you throw things, you express. You know, art doesn't have to be anything. It just needs to be authentic. You know, so
It really uplifts the, you know, the area. If you get colors and roses and positive things, makes you feel that you're in a positive atmosphere, right?
oh, absolutely, yeah. It's just like waking up on a sunny day. You know.
So if you paint dark, you paint, you know, negative feelings, you're going to feel negative feelings. So what we have
Absolutely.
to do is uplift the cities with roses and positive gestures and good things will come.
Yeah, we gotta create
Right.
a environment. We definitely gotta. You want to create a positive environment that people want to be in.
So the city of roses needs more roses painted.
Oh, that is definitely for sure.
It,
Definitely
it
needs
means
more roses.
it means nourishing growth and you know, positivity.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Oh no, definitely makes sense.
I really enjoyed your documentary on CBC that aired last month, and I was supposed to do this earlier, and I totally forgot. And it's a great documentary of Windsor, how they're uplifting the community with painting and special artists like yourself.
Yeah.
You know. So, what's your background? Tell us about your background of art.
My background in art, I've done a little bit of like creative stuff, like taking pictures and stuff nonchalant since like high school. But I didn't really get serious into art until probably about 2016, 2017. And that's when I started studying advertising marketing. And that's when I realized that art doesn't need to be a specific skill. It's about how you market. Like making art and selling art are two completely opposite processes in a lot of ways. But if you can get a feel for both of them, then yeah, you get a beautiful thing, you know, because I know a lot of talented artists who keep their art limited to their notepads. So for me, I wanted to make sure if I'm doing art, I want to do it big, I want to do it bold, and I want it to be seen. So the best way to do that, start painting on people.
Fantastic. And
Um,
displaying them. Are you, do you plan to do this if the
oh yeah, absolutely. I have like I have about like right now I think we're at about like 7 or 8 canvases at this size. So I've got like an art show just in my closet right now, waiting for everything to open up and finally execute that. You know. So
fantastic. Now, do you have any ideas? What's your next painting going to be? Like, do you?
my next painting, honestly, it'll probably be something similar to this, where I do like an abstract background and then just like a nice. I like how the black kind of pulls it all together. You know. So right now, I'm trying to be organic. A lot of my paintings been based on my experiences here in Toronto, which is like being around the subway or just being around like the sheer mass of people. That's the real big difference of my life now versus when I was in Windsor. It's just there's so many people out here, and it's so big. So being able to get lost in that ocean of people, um, it's a fun roller coaster right now. So that's kind of what my art is being influenced by.
So, for the final thought, do you have any ideas that you may paint in Toronto on some area, a subway, or, you know, if you get the
I
go?
think I think honestly, I'd love to do more body painting and in public spaces. I know permission can be difficult sometimes, so I might need to just do it once in a park, give myself a little, you know.
How about, can I suggest something? What about painting cars?
Painting cars, I'm definitely an option, but it's not always easy for people
Water
to.
based, of course. Water
Yeah,
based.
yeah, yeah. Painting cars would be an interesting one.
It's mobile and it'll get out. It'll, it will, more people can see it. Just an
Absolutely.
idea.
Yeah, no, that painting cars would definitely be a nice one. Hopefully restrictions line up so that we can do some kind of event or some kind of show during this summer. But I mean, you never know.
Well, we have to be more creative and go around this pandemic and keep it small and keep it going. We got to keep our culture, our art, everything going.
Absolutely. If anything, this pandemic has
Express.
exposed certain vulnerabilities. So like we need to, like now we know where we need to protect ourselves financially and as far as culture comes.
Right. Any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Windsor's a great city. I've definitely not cut all my ties with that city. But I think there's a lot of great small businesses doing their part to kind of bring a better name to our hometown. So shout out to all the people on Drouillard, Ottawa Street, and Erie Street, because like those small businesses are gonna be the reason that Windsor becomes the next hidden gem in Windsor or in Canada.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the show and have a happy Easter weekend. All the best
Absolutely.
and hope to see you in Windsor sometimes painting some more, cultural art on our walls in the city to uplift this city that's going through these trying times.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good weekend.
All right. Enjoy.
Take care.